What's up, guys? Chasing Money, we here with episode 186 of Welcome to Wroxham. We've just won a treble. We've got 2 more trophies to compete for this week. That's Wednesday and Friday's episodes. So in the middle, we've got a transfer special. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. Let's go see who's new to Norfolk. So I've brought you in on the finance screen purely because I want you to see why we still have a transfer budget. The overall balance, we're minus 110 million. We've got 75 million in our transfer budget left to spend, and I've got some wage budget left. I'm desperately trying to claw this back, and we should hopefully make a profit this season, which is good. We'll see how we go from there. But you're here for new signings, so let's go see who's left first, and then we'll talk about, who's come in. So the first person out the door was actually a youth team product. I've been keeping him around purely because he was making up a quota for international squads, also for European squads. Richard Jones, the midfielder, who came through our youth team. Actually signed. No, we did bring him to our youth team, and then we sent him on loan to Chelsea. I got confused. Either way, he hasn't really developed as a player. He's only got championship potential. So, we got an offer for him from Sunderland for 350k. I took it because it's free money. So, Richard Jones is on his way out. Perhaps the first big shock departure is Roy Walters. He's gone to Leicester City. He was complaining about wanting more football. He'd been begging to leave, basically. He's 31, so he was on the downswing as a player. And they offered us 31 million for we got back exactly what we paid. I think there's some add-ons in there. There are. It could go up to 39 million, but we got what we paid back for him. So, he's a good servant to the club, but he's on the downswing of his career. It was time to let him move on. Hopefully he doesn't come back to punish us when we signed him, because he destroyed us playing for Arsenal. It was time to move on. So we say goodbye to Roy Walters, but, we'll see him again. We'll probably play against Leicester in the very near future. So some of you are about to scream at me in the comments. Andrea Marcato has left us to join Liverpool. I didn't have a choice. They met the release clause in his contract of 106 million. Considering we only paid 250k for him, 106 million is a pretty good return. I know he's only 24, could have played for us for another 10 years quite easily. He's already played for us for 6, but could have played another 10 for us quite easily. But I couldn't. Once they met his asking price, I couldn't persuade him to stay. I offered him a new contract. He didn't want to stay. So we've lost Andrea Marcato. I have replaced him, although probably not with quite as good a player, but I think hopefully we'll have enough to keep competitive this season. We'll talk about that on the other side, though. And not a huge loss, Lorenzo Conti, who you probably didn't even know was in the squad. He's gone to Brianza, whoever Brianza are, for 4.1 million. I've never come across Brianza before. Is it just another Italian as Monza? Okay, there we go. I thought it must be under a different name club. Yeah, he's gone for 4.1 million. We've spent nothing for him. He's been on loan a lot. Wasn't making it, so he's gone. So goodbye to Lorenzo Conti. Thank you for your absolutely zero service. Another player who wasn't really making it was Abdou Bassene. I've been keeping around as a backup player. He's played a few games for us, mostly in cups, but he wasn't really developing. He's already turned 24. So when Bournemouth came with an offer for him for 6 million, he cost me nothing back in the League One days. Crazy. He was playing for us in League One and the Championship, and has played Premier League. He's played a lot of football for us, considering he was never really a first-choice player. He's gone 6 million. I think that's good business. And, we may see him after a promotion on the other side, but I don't think he'll ever be a regular Premier League player. And the last player to leave for cash, there's 2 players left free, but the last player to leave us for cash was Gautier Colin. He's gone to Ajax for 9.25 million. He spent a year with us, but again, he wasn't really breaking through. He's 26 already. Considering we had him for a year, we're on a free, got 9 million for him. He's been a really good piece of business for us, so controversial going from PSV to Ajax fire us. But again, he was never going to be a top quality player at this level, so it was time to rebuild. Talking of, though, we should go meet the newbies, because that's going to be way more exciting for us going forward. And the first man through the door for us was Antonio Parisi. He's a German, despite having an Italian name. I don't think he's actually in any way Italian. He is half Italian. There we go. Anthony Parisi. He's joined us from Freiburg. He's only 18, so let's not get too excited too soon. He's got some good potential. He has League 2 ability, so I've sent him on loan to Swindon in League 1. They've become our feeder team, and I feel that's good for me, good as a Swindon fan. I get to sort of have a hand in their progress. But yeah, 2.1 million. I think he's going to be a really good signing. He looks like he's got some good growth potential. He's already growing a little bit. Seasonal loan at Swindon. Maybe he comes back ready to be on the fringe of the first team. Who knows? But Anthony Parisi, good first buy. Like I said, 2.1 million. I think that's money well spent. Talking of money well spent, another holding midfielder / winger is Junior Colombo, a 21-year-old Portuguese international signed from Benfica. I paid 28 million for him. He's already worth 77. I think he's good enough to be in our first team squad already. He'll certainly be in and around the first team a lot. The fact that he's on a wing as well as in 2 other positions we use is very useful. Great determination, great natural fitness. He's going to play till he's 40 very easily. And yeah, it looks like he's a decent young player already. We're going to see how he fits into the first team, and hopefully he's going to build up some good experience for us. He's brought on actually as a replacement for Kenneth Taylor, who hit 35 and his contract ran out, and he was on 7 or 8 million a year. And I thought, you know what, just let him go and get a younger player, and that's what we've done. So yeah, Junior Colombo into the squad. Now, this one was already preordained by our loan of him last season. Jack Price is now a full-time official Wroxham player. I actually think he's got some good potential. I think he's going to become a really good player for us once he's had time to properly sell in, make his mark for us. There was a brief moment where Emre Teşkel was going to leave us because we had a £120 million bid, and I'm not stupid. But either way, he's joined us for 16 million full-time after his loan last season, where he did play 9 games for I played 14 games for all competitions, 9 games in the league, got 2 goals. Looks like a decent potential young England player, and we'll keep an eye on him, I guess. But yeah, he's going to be with us full time now, so that definitely helps with the squad depth. Now, obviously, we need a new centre half to come in after we lost Marcato, and we need someone to play right back after we lost Raul Walters. So I brought in Hudson Carlos, who can do both. Brazilian, 21 years old, 320 caps, joins from Flamengo, and I think has the potential to be an absolute worldie. He has cost us the princely sum of 15.25 million and a release clause. And I'll take advantage of those release clauses all day. There are some little add-ons in there, but nothing to worry about too much. Basically, we've got a good youngster, 21 years old. He's going to go right into the first team as that Marcato replacement. He should do very well. Again, we've got that big determination player. We've got the pace, which is something we've been lacking in defence. I think that'll be a real boost to us. He can tackle and he can pass. He might get a cheeky little retraining into midfield at some stage. But for now, I think he looks like a really, really good prospect for us and a real addition to the first team. Now, shoring up the central midfield, another youngster. We've loaned him straight back out, actually. Had a season loan out at Reading. Bought from Sporting. He is Francisco Giallo, a 20-year-old, under 21 international, 17 caps for Portugal. Really big potential. He's gone back to Sporting to play there this year, which I think is a really good move. He can play as that ball-winning midfielder or as as in central midfield or defensive midfielder. And he can play as a left-back if we need him to, which could become really valuable. Maybe we can look to trade him on when we get him back. 34.5 million brings him here. We've sent him out on loan. Ticks the boxes, job's done. And he comes in, become a top player for us, hopefully, when he's ready. Really looking forward to seeing what he can do. He needs to work on his passing for a midfielder. He's not really tall enough to be retrained as a centre-half, which is quite annoying. And he can't head the ball. So maybe left-back is his future for us. Either way, really good talent, really big potential. We needed to bring him in. So we have done. Now, talking of big potential players, Miho Djordjevic is a Croatian international, 19 years old, signed from Bayern Munich. His primary role is going to be as a central midfielder, but he can play as a holding midfielder, an attacking midfielder if we decide to switch things up, and the striker does all of those things to about the same standard. He's a wonder kid. I am looking to maybe loan him out this season. I think that's going to be the plan because he's not quite first team ready. But we'll see how that goes. I'm going to see how I feel at the end of August about him because he may get on the bench and become a really valuable player for us. I've spent a lot of money on him, £41.5 million, but I think worth it as a long-term investment. So we'll see how Miho Djordjevic does, and hopefully he is our big star of the future. Similar vein to Jack Price, we signed Jose Eugenio Montes after he was here on loan last year from Chivas. We've now loaned him back to Chivas. I think he's going to be really well. I think he's going to be that long-term replacement for Rule Walters as the kind of versatile man there. He was really good for us the few times he played for us last season. I was very cognizant of the fact he's only 18. So he played 8 games for us last year. He's done really well in those 8 games he played for us last year. For an 18-year-old being chucked in the deep end when he wasn't really ready. I think he's got the potential, so I brought him in. And again, we'll see how he looks when he comes back from Chivas. Also signed to cover the defensive problems was Manuel Nunez, who, he's primarily a right winger apparently, but he can play as a right wing back, he can play as a centre half, as a left back, as a proper wing back. He does it all, and he's only cost me £89 million from Inter Milan. He's 28 years old. But he is one of the best players in the world right now, and having him here really does help us out, really is a statement signing. He's going to sell some shirts and help us to score or maybe even protect ourselves from conceding some goals. So we like him. I also made a couple of free signings. Alistair Crothers comes in as a backup again because the Emre Teşgal deal was still on. He's coming from our rivals, Norwich, which is an uncle. Actually, joined us from Tottenham, technically. He was on loan at Norwich last year, scored 7 goals in 17. But Tottenham released him, and I thought he seemed to enjoy playing in Norfolk before. We'll bring him over and see how he looks. If he doesn't make it, we'll make a profit on him, potentially 30+ million profit, so quite tiny. So that wraps up our new signings, our transfer business for the season. We've got our squad here for the year. Coming back to us, Sam Coombs will fill that homegrown player role for European competition, and he had a really good season last year out on loan. He was at Bristol City, of course, so he had a decent season, 8 goals in 35 games in the Championship, mostly playing on the wing, which is not where I would use him, but there we go. He's played some football, that's worked out well. We've also got Connor Campbell able to come in and start up top, which is going to be really beneficial to us. He's been with us forever now. We signed him, 5-6 seasons ago now? And for 2.2 million, he's been out on loan developing everywhere ever since. Last season, played for Blackburn in the Premier League. As they finished bottom, they had no hope. They were terrible as a team. Doesn't reflect on him at all. And still got 6 goals, playing up top in 32 games in the league with a 6.79. He worked really hard. There was just no reward there. And I think he's going to be one of our main strikers this season. In fact, I need to make sure, now I've seen it, I'll deal with it in a second. We'll take him off. Wish it wasn't easier to do it this way. We're going to take him off of that loan list so we don't get any ideas that he might be available. He is definitely not available for this season. Also joining us, rejoining us, I should say, after some loan out. I think one other guy I need to pay attention to. Nicola Angeloni has come back. That's what I was thinking of. He also gives us an option of right back. Had a season with Fulham last year. Comes back to us this season. He is definitely not going on loan this season. Whoever thinks they're going to loan him is absolutely for sure having a laugh. Let's get rid of his loan status as well. He is going nowhere. He's going to play this season. I think we've got a really good squad. We'll see how things look once I've dealt with all the registration issues, because I've got a feeling I haven't got everyone registered at this point. I think there's a few players who are registered. Nicola Andridge, I'm probably going to sell. Javier Lassier, I've been trying to get rid of for a while. Alistair Crothers, I'm going to try and send out on loan because he's not really first team ready yet. There's a few other players there who don't need registering, so that's fine. But yeah, that is the team lineup for this season. That's how we look. Going forward for the rest of this week, I promise you there are going to be trophies, and there will be trophies to win, I should say. We're going to play Manchester City in the Community Shield on Wednesday, and then we play Real Madrid on Friday for the UEFA Super Cup before we get into the league proper. So it's a good balance for us. Some good tests to start our season. We are going to go full strength, despite what people think you should. We're going to go full strength against City in the Community Shield, and then we're going to do the same again in Anderlecht against Real Madrid and try and bring those trophies home. And then in the space of 6 episodes, we could have had 5 trophies, which is quite tiny. Anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap things up there. Thanks for watching. I have, as always, been Chasing Lemmy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. Until next time, then, do stay safe and have a good one.